This is Rob Temple for Boxing Social in association with BetVictor. Delighted to be joined by Sonny Edwards. We're in the dressing room after watching Charlie Edwards, your older brother, capture the WBC World Flyweight title. Sonny, how does it feel? Your older brother is the WBC champion of the world.
Yeah, I'm a really proud little brother right now. You know what I mean? I've been called Charlie Edwards' little brother for years now, and I'll take that now. Do you know what I mean? But no, obviously buzzing for him. Like every interview I've been in since this fight's been made, we said we was confident. We knew it was a hard fight. We knew it was tough. But if Charlie boxed and moved and stuck to game plan, then he'd be a world champion. And look what happened.
Just talk to me about this end of the year for the Edwards family. You've become a father. Obviously, you won your fight this past weekend. Charlie's now world champion. Just put it into words, if you can, 2018 for the Edwards family.
Well, at one point it was quite frustrating. You know, coming out of the summer, we was both trying to land big fights. Me domestically and obviously him at world level. This wasn't the first world champion that he was looking at. It was the South African Murati Mutulani, who's a good friend of mine actually. That's who we was looking at originally for Charlie. That fell through for one reason or another, and then Rosales got offered, and Charlie, being young and ambitious, obviously snapped up with both hands. In that time of him waiting for that fight to come up, I had my Ryan Farag fight announced. I boxed Ryan Farag, and then had like another fight given to me. Do you know what I mean? So it was, and then I ended up fighting all before Charlie ended up fighting. But yeah, what a Christmas, especially with the baby. Add that to the mix. You know, and we're both flying, and I think we are very, because we're quite outspoken and opinionated. Probably me more so than Charlie, and don't really care what people think of us too much. We do get like, as many people that like us, dislike us for one reason or another. You know, when we call people out, we're not shy of fights. We'll fight anyone. So, yeah, like, I feel like now, you know, I beat Farah quite convincingly. When a lot of people thought I was going to struggle, especially people that weren't sort of supporting me. Beat Granados, who was a very hard fight. He'd beaten Pasites, who drew with Donny Yates for the world title, WBA world title. And then now, obviously, Charlie's gone and trumped everything I've done. I was having a laugh the other day. I was like, I've got two better wins than you've got on your record with Farag and Granados. But well, he's just blown them both out of the water, isn't he? So, typical fashion. Get this foot mended, and 2019, I'm going to one-up him. I don't know how yet. Because he's just beaten a box rated #1 flyweight in the world. So,
you beat him quite comfortably.
Well, on the scorecards, yeah. I'm quite a strict judge, especially on myself and my brother. If we take one shot, it seems like 4 in my head, because I'm like I said before, I'm a perfectionist. I expect the same from my brother. I know how good he actually is. And Rosales was strong, and sometimes he was sitting there a bit too much for my liking. But 118, 110, maybe a little wide. 116, 112, about maybe 115, 113. I had it 115, 113. But the shots when Charlie was outscoring him, but wasn't causing him any trouble, if that makes sense. Like, there was a couple of middle rounds, but Rosales got to him a little bit, like the 8th round when he caught him. But yeah, I think you can't argue with 8 rounds to 4. The whole thing, the last 3 rounds came, and it was, if Charlie wins one more of these rounds, he's won the fight. And then the last 2, if he don't get knocked down, he's won the fight. That was my thinking, and that happened. And I think the reason why they could have it so wide as well was because he was landing before and he was landing after, and he was having that final, even though sometimes, yeah, there was a lot more purchase on the punch of Rosales, but he was sitting there just trying to wing him in. I think Rosales expected Charlie to slow down. I think he had two rounds, maybe that 8th or 9th, I can't remember, to be honest. I was living every punch in there. But then he turned it around. I thought he boxed brilliantly the last 3 rounds. I thought he boxed really good, 10, 11, 12, when maybe Rosales thought, oh, I'm going to come on strong here now. But that's just a testament to Charlie's conditioning, his work ethic, and his heart, do you know what I mean? Because the 8th round when he got clipped and his legs went a little bit, sitting down, getting back up and having another round, and knowing four rounds away from world title, that can bust a lot of people up, do you know what I mean, mentally. And maybe 2 years ago, the Charlie Edwards that faced Casemiro, I don't think he would have beaten Rosales today. He's grown so much, not just as a boxer, but as a person. His mental strength, he's not worried about what people think of him. He does his own thing, and he's happy in himself, and that you can see in his ring. Even when things weren't going his own way, he had like a zone level focus. I think he learned a lot off being in camp with Ryan Burnett, I think, because it was very similar. Like seeing Burnett 2 rounds away from world title, I was ringside over there, and he was zoned in. I mean, looking even with the cut, with the blood, it was quite similar, to be honest.
What did you think when the cut happened? It was a bad cut, and it's the first time Charlie's ever been cut as a professional.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's what he said.
Who, Charlie said that?
Charlie said that in the ring after.
He used to get cut all the time as an amateur. Like, I'm talking every single fight, because he just used to throw shots and leave his head there. So I don't know. Maybe he got that.
It's him. Take it up with him.
Yeah, we'll argue about it after. But yeah, no, he's been cut. An amateur, I think his first 7 fights without a head guard, I think he was cut 5 times or something. That's why he's got all like slits in his eyebrows. So yeah, I wasn't worried about that. I thought at one point the fight was going to get stopped because there was like a trickle and it was going into the eye. And at that point I was like, yeah, I don't mind this getting stopped because I thought it was up. You know what I mean? I thought it was at least 5-2 up going into the 8th round. So, but yeah, I'm made up for him. Like, I think you saw his reaction. We're very different in a lot of ways. Like, he gets quite emotional and that, but I'm really, really proud for him. Do you know what I mean? Really, really, really proud of him. And it's just the beginning. Do you know what I mean? I'm 22, he's 25. He was saying about the mini Klitschko's, people were laughing, but who knows? You know what I mean? It might be a bit cheeky, but now he's MTK's only world champion. Unless has Frampton boxed it? No, he wouldn't have boxed it, would he? So if Frampton don't win, he's MTK's only. If he does, him and Frampton are the only 2. And he's one of, is it 4? Am I right to say 4 or 1 of 5 world champions in Britain at the moment? And he's got the WBC, and they don't give them ones away. Do you know what I mean? Not that they give any world titles away, but the WBC is
It's the proper one.
Yeah, it's the one. Do you know what I mean? It's the recognisable one. Do you know what I mean? So, buzzing, whole team's buzzing, and I always wanted to be Grant Smith's first world champion, but I think I'll let that slide for my brother. But that's it now. I think I'm gonna let my leg recover. And in January, I'm going to be calling them out. You know what I mean? Edwards versus Edwards, let's do this, you know what I mean? Like, nah, but I think Charlie showed how much levels of Paddy Barnes he is above. So, I don't know, I think they might have a rematch clause. Rosales will probably want it, it'll be good money. But it's a lot more money for Charlie from what I gather. But so there may be a rematch clause, that might be the next step. Which obviously is another hard fight to get through, so we can't even look through that if that's what happens. But yeah, Paddy Barnes calling him out. If I was Charlie, I'd take that straight away. If he has a voluntary, because Paddy Barnes is shit, mate. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen Andrew Selby's got the WBC eliminator against someone that was like 9-1. I was a bit surprised on that, and he hasn't really got any good wins. Like, so I don't know how he got done for an eliminator, but fair enough. Andrew Selby will probably come through that, and what a fight Andrew Selby versus Charlie Edwards would be. Neither the biggest punchers, but both very skillful, and both have very fast hands and throw a lot. Do you know what I mean? So you'd see a different Charlie Edwards in that fight compared to that, because we had to be very cautious with Rosales, always worried about the power. Yeah, 2019 is going to be massive as long as his foot heals up. Do you know what I mean? If not, I'll be just jumping in the ring with Charlie, keep winning. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, well, Sonny, I'm going to leave you to it. Congratulations, big win for you and your family. I know that you've been through a lot this year with your mum. You've just had a kid. Great year for you guys. Enjoy Christmas. Look forward to catching up with you in 2019.
No, thank you.